Hi, yeah, we are live. Oh, hi everyone. I am Franca Idoko Isaac. I'm your girl. I'm here again. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's our Mother's Day special program presentation today. And stay tuned for a very informative and well-packed, educating session with our beautiful guests in the house today. But I can see only 2 people watching us. Let's see, and let's wait a little bit and see if more people are going to join us online. Please, if you're online, write something in the comment section for us. Let's know you are watching us. Let's know, say something to us. Who is watching? You can say something. Hello, happy Mother's Day to all of you. Just write something. Let's know you are there. I think we'll just continue. So, hi, let me start all over. Let me make it formal. I am Franca Idoko Isaac. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the world. It's our Mother's Day special program. Stay tuned for more information, exciting session with our beautiful guests in the house. I just want more people to come online. Let them watch us. I know they can watch a replay.
Maybe you can give them more 5 minutes. You know our people.
Yes, I think so too. I think so too. That will now make it formal and start the formal thing, go live, Yes, I'll make it formal again when we start fresh. I just want more people to come online. Please leave a comment for us. We'll see you. We know you are watching us. Hi, Kevin Morgan from Germany. Thank you for joining us. You can leave a comment. When we start, you can ask questions. Feel free to ask questions today. So our guests are well packed. They are loaded. They are ready for your questions. Anything you ask them today, they are capable. So let's do it, people. Let's wait for more people to come online. Since we don't want it to be too long, I think we just go ahead and they will join us as they come. But I didn't want them to miss any part of it, but we have to just go on, Okay, so if this is the first time you're watching me on my YouTube channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, so you'll be the first to know when I upload a new video or bring guests online to talk to you like this, to impact you with knowledge. So once again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the world. Mother's Day is a day to celebrate mothers and honor motherhood. Mother's Day is a day to remember all the sacrifices our mothers have made, all the sacrifices a mother has made for a life. Mother's Day is a day to show gratitude to all mothers. I want to use this opportunity also to wish my mother, Victoria Idoko, a very, 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 very happy Mother's Day. Mama, this is for you. I love you so much. You did a great job to bring me up to be who I am today. I am so proud to be your daughter. Thank you so much for all that you have done in my life. I pray and hope you watch a rewatch. You watch the replay. It will be on YouTube and you can always watch it. Thank you so much for making me the mother that I am today. So, I have 2 beautiful people in the studio, but before I formally introduce them, I would like to tell you also that I have been a mother for 12 years. So happy Mother's Day to me also. I'm also a mom, so happy Mother's Day to me also. I have been a mother for 12 years, and to be honest, I will tell you that the journey of motherhood is not an easy one, but a very, very interesting journey. Sometimes I even get mad in the process of being a mother, but I find a place in me to regain my sanity again. So Mother's Day is not a day to play with for me. I love it so much. I love it when my husband and my children shower me with a lot of gifts. Also, I would like to say that sometimes my children call mommy. Do you know that my children can say mommy, 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 mommy more than 1,000 times in a day? They say mommy more than 1,000, mama, mama more than 1,000 times in a day. And I can barely count how many times they call their daddy. They don't call him so much. That is to tell you how special we are as a mom. Sometimes I had to even tell a friend of mine, a Kenyan friend of mine, Esther in the area, God bless the day I met her, to come and take my children for a sleepover or for them to spend weekend in her house. But the puzzle that I'm yet to unwind is how I miss them, how I miss them so much when they are not here. I don't understand that puzzle because they disturb me a lot, and yet I miss them when they are not here. So right now, enough about me. Let me formally introduce our guest and that puzzle. I would like the guests. Help me unpuzzle it in the comment section or in the replay. Help me unpuzzle it. Let me know why I miss them, even though they disturb me a lot. So, the guest with me today, my guest with me today is Maria Kaine. Maria Kaine is a mother of 11 children and 2 grandchildren. So you see, she came loaded with experience. Maria Kaine, welcome to my YouTube channel.
Thank you for inviting me, Franca. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. And I would like to also formally introduce Sister Jennifer Iloegbunam. Sister Jennifer is a hardworking mother of 5 children. So you see, we came packed up for you guys today. So Sister Jennifer, welcome with all your experience. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I'm honored. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining me also here. So I will start with you, Sister Jennifer. What is motherhood to you? And what has been the most interesting part of being a mother?
Thank you very much for the question. As you rightly say, Franca, motherhood to me is a gift. It's a gift from God, because God made it so that we created us women, and say we should go into the world and multiply. Then we ask for His grace for that, and when He blesses us with children, it is to the glory of His name. So I can testify that being a mother is something to glorify God with, and also it is a fully graced by God. It is sweet to be a mother. It's the dream of all women, especially we Africans. You know, in the Igbo land, there's a name called Anunwa. Anunwa, that means you marriage is for children, as you know.
Wow.
So you got married just to have children. First thing is to have children, and when you are able to have it through the grace of God and the help of God, I think you are fulfilled as a mother. So it's worth celebrating. Thanks for the people who put up this day to celebrate mothers and all the other days that mothers are being celebrated. We need to be celebrated. It's not an easy journey. Once again, I said, in Igbo land, after giving birth to a child, when the men and women will come to greet you, they will say, "My dear, you are welcome." That is it. No, welcome, because they know you went to a journey and you came back safely. So it's worth celebrating. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that beautiful answer. Motherhood indeed is worth celebrating. Sister Maria, what would you like to tell us? What is motherhood to you? And what is the most interesting part of being a mother?
Yes, let me add to what she has said. Of course, it's a wonderful gift. And I would also like to say, I think for women that don't have biological children, that take up children and mother these children. Those women are also really awesome, because for me, motherhood is not just the duties we carry out as mothers, but it's the emotions behind it. This profound love you have for a child, this feeling that you could give up your life for this child, wanting to protect this child, always being there for the child, having fear that anything could happen to the child. So we always experience motherhood in different ways, but motherhood is for me a lot about these feelings of love, fear, pain, all these emotions we go through. And sometimes, of course, there are times where we feel down, and you see that kind of, you feel not appreciated by your children, but you keep giving this love. Like here in Germany, they have a saying, one mother can raise 10 children, but 10 children can't take care of a mother. So it's just about profound love and energy you give to these children. And the most interesting thing about motherhood to me is that initially we grow up thinking we're raising these children and teaching them. But at a point, you come to realize that you are actually also learning a lot from your children. And that was actually the most interesting part of motherhood for me, to actually realize that you are a teacher and also a student.
Wow. Exactly. We are teaching the children and we are also learning from them. That's a very good one. Thank you so much, Sister Maria, for that beautiful answer. So I would also like to ask, how do you discipline your children? I live in Germany, Sister Maria lives in Germany, and Sister Jennifer lives in Italy. Because we all know, for example, in Europe, you're not allowed to smack your children and stuff like that. So how do you discipline them? Do you believe in this method? Because we were raised in a different way and we turn out good. So, Sister Jennifer, what will you say about this method of raising children? And which method do you think is the best?
Thank you very much. You see, disciplining children by smacking them or punishing them, as you said, is the method in which we grew up as African parents. And living in Europe and raising our children here in Europe makes it very difficult for us to manage the education or educating our children in terms of discipline. It was not easy because you can't smack them. Yes, you can't punish them more than necessary. Then at that point, what do you use? I really don't like smacking children much because I was smacked when I was little. So not really by my parents, but by the aunties I lived with. So I hated it. But then sometimes I still thank them for doing that because it was a way of correcting me, But too much of it is not good. So when my kids were growing, I don't do much smacking. I talk, and sometimes I won't say what I do to them.
Yeah, I understand.
But I smack them a little, especially at home, not in public. You
Yeah.
must be diplomatic in these things when you're living in Europe. Something you must do because sometimes your head will blow up and you really want to smack them, but you smack them with care. In Nigeria, they smack us with everything that is available. But here, you do a little bit of that. And I also learned talking to them. I do smack them. I draw their ears. That is how I I do my own smacking. When I draw their ears, they know that mommy is annoyed, and so as they are growing up, it becomes more difficult even to draw their ears because they are growing up, But then we still learn I learned the method of withdrawing here, because go to some meetings, listen to the Italians, they say use withdrawal, withdraw what they like from them, and you see them being corrected. So little by little, I learned that also, and I started doing it. So combining my own method as an African mother, bringing in the Italian method of withdrawing, and we are managing it.
Yeah, yes. I really understand. And I understand that part that you take what they love most away from them. I also discipline my kids in that way. I take what they love most, especially their phones. I don't allow them play PlayStations. I like tell them, okay, 2 days, house arrest. You're not allowed to do this. So I understand from your point of view how you do that. It works for you. I think it's working well for you because it also works for me. Let's hear from Sister Maria. What best way do you think we can discipline them?
Yes, Franca, as Jennifer said, it was also a process for me when I came from Africa to Germany, we're used to being beaten, hit, and all. So when you get here, initially you have this fear, you don't hit your kids. But I came with kids too already, So I had to look deeper into it, why should you not actually hit your children? Because it takes you time to realize that actually it is a form of abuse, that you can actually raise children just by talking and also letting them know the reason why they shouldn't do something. People often come with this spare the rod and spoil the child. But the Bible also says the rod and the staff, they comfort me. That rod is actually a symbol of authority. You have to exercise your authority over your children. And they have to accept you as a person in authority. So I actually take a lot of time talking to them, giving them proverbs, telling them stories, my own life experiences, for them to really understand. Of course, they are a bit more democratic at home. They have more say. That's the kind of price you pay for this method. But if you break their spirit totally by teaching them to just obey what you say without reasoning, how will they cope in the society later? So I've actually developed a model that only talks. And actually, I don't even use this method of taking things away or sending you to your room or anything. I expect when I say, put off your phone and don't use it again this evening, that you should be able to put it off, keep it there without me having to come and check on it. So that's the method I use, talking and sharing life experiences and letting them understand the reason they should not do something and the consequences when they do it.
Wow. I have learned that now. I think I will talk more also. I have learned that. That's a very good tip. And I'm also going to put it in action. Wow. Like we say, we are all here to learn from these experienced mothers. So as our viewers, please feel free to ask questions. If you have any questions, I will read it out for them or put it on the screen and they can answer you. So please ask your questions there. We will answer as soon as we can. Okay. Thank you so much for that answer. And I would like to also ask, how can we as parents improve with our teenagers? How can you also improve with our teenagers in this 21st century and the world of media? How do you protect them? Because the social media can be helpful and can be dangerous. So how do you protect your children? How can we as a parent improve in that aspect? Sister Jennifer, please.
Thank you very much for the question. How can we protect our children and how can we improve in educating them? Because the time has really flied above us, Yeah, I think that the best thing for parents to begin to do is to always know ahead of your children. That is, learn faster than them, especially in this Western world. it's obvious that the technology has improved so much. Many of us parents are backward in using the device, but then it is very, very important for parents to socialize in the community where they stay. You know, we that are living in Europe, most time because of language, you know, we keep to ourselves. We don't relate with the society, with the places where our children are found. So we allow them to go forward and we remain backward. Doing this does not help. If we as parents try to interact with the society, with the schools, with the friends our children are making, then read more of daily, what is going on daily in the society, listen to news, and read more meaningful stories and books and experiences of other parents. Go to meetings when it is called, when something that has to do with children is being discussed, because this is the area where most of us are lacking. You know, we tend to remain in our home, using only what we have as African parents, even though most of us came single, got married, and begin to have our children here. No any family backup, but even if there is. So I believe that if we did not go forward and help our children, if as soon as they begin to know more than we do, we can't help them anymore. As long as they know the society more than us, because talking about schooling, you can't even help them in school, most of us, because of the language. You say, I don't know what you are doing. But interacting with the adults around them, believing the adults that are working with them, you know, this will help us to monitor what they are doing, know what they are doing, and be able to correct, you know. But if we remain in our own opinion and don't want to do anything for us, our children are the best, they know everything. Before you know it, they are being misled, and you'll be pursuing them as if you are pursuing a chicken, and you won't be able to stop them anymore. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Wow. Like we said, we are learning. Sister Maria, please, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, she said a lot, you know.
Yes.
I think to add to that, it's very important to listen to our children. We have this culture more of talking than listening to the children. We have to listen to them and understand where they are coming from. And also realize that they are living in a different environment. You know, most of us want our children to excel in this environment, but we don't want them to learn certain things that are happening in the environment, but one comes with the other. So when it comes to something like media, you can install apps in the phone of a child or anything, but when these children get to teenage age, you can't stop them from having access to media, porno on media, and all those things. So all you can do is, like I said before, really talk to them and explain to them what it is about. Like you have to really be friends with your children, come down from that high pedestal. They shouldn't be scared to tell you things happening. Like when my son came to me once and said, you know, I watched porn. In my mind, I was like, I said, oh, really? What did you see? And he explained everything he saw in it. And I explained to him, I said, you know what you saw there, it's not normal what happens between a couple. That's like how you watch in a film. Everything is exaggerated. And sex is actually a beautiful thing between a husband and a wife, but it's not meant to be done in such way. So it's abnormal and you shouldn't really watch it. And when you explain it to the children, because you can't force them or stop them, but you have to really explain to them why it's not right and why it's not proper, which is really difficult, but we really don't have any option, because even if you stop it at home, they can go out there and watch it. So I think that's our only option, explaining to them and also bringing them up with a religious background to understand the real values and morals in life.
Wow, that's very good. That's very explicit also. And you answered my next question. With this last question, you answered my next question, which was supposed to be, do you have a friendly relationship with your kids or strictly parental? And you answered it already, saying you need to bring yourself down, not so strict, so your children can tell you whatever they want to tell you and stuff like that. That's very nice. So you don't need to answer that for me again because I already got it from you. But I don't know, Sister Jennifer, you want to tell me something about that? How do you have a friendly relationship with your kids, or is it strictly parental?
I believe I have a friendly relationship with them. No, I have girls. My children are all girls, so we have this feeling together. When they were still a little, I am friendly, but I am not the type that talk. I don't talk so much with them. We don't do much talking, but a gaze of eye, when I gaze at them, they really know what I mean. They are free to talk to me, though I am the shy. I don't, let me say it, I still have this African thing in me, you know, just as Maria Kaine is saying. I've never been able to maybe discuss with them anything that has to do with maybe sexual relationship or anything, because I look forward to see something different in them. I always pretend, to chip in something discussions, because my girls are big. Two of them are big. My
How old
first
are they, if I may ask, please?
my first daughter will be 24 this year,
Okay.
and the second one will be 22. So I always try to, chip in some certain discussion, and they will say, "Mommy, no go there." You never reach. So, I don't come. I still feel shy to come up with some, but they know how I feel about whatever is going around them. They will always say, if there's anything to tell you, we'll do that. It's only the third one who will always say, he said one time, do you know that there was a time I fall in love with somebody? I said that I'll kill you if you mention this house. Then she said, but everything has finished. But I'm looking forward, maybe whenever there is something, I'll let you know. So she's just different from the big ones. And she's also the one giving me tough time. But then she's the third. She's the third one. So
Okay.
I think I'm friendly with them. I'm friendly with them. And as Maria Kaine said, we learn a lot from them. When they were growing up, they really begin to tell me the way, not really me, because we dedicated a lot of time to them. But they begin to tell me the aspect that maybe we African parents are not really doing it well with our kids. They always say, "Mommy, a lot of children are suffering out there. A lot of children cannot speak with their parents. Their parents does not listen to them." She'll say, "Why don't you talk to these parents? You do the linguistic and cultural mediator." You know, they begin to tell me a lot of things where the children are really getting it hot. But I will tell them, we always love our children we can give our life for our children, but we are Africans. We are not the whites. We grow up in a different culture, and you cannot do, and it's difficult unless you have a learned parents who can be able to mediate in a different culture. If not, all you need to tell these children is that their mothers and their fathers love them to help. That is they can give their life for them, but there are certain things African parents does not tolerate. They don't even believe that it's possible, and it's really causing a hell of problem. As you said, Maria, we really need to bring ourselves down and forget all those things, because our children are democratic. They are very, very, very democratic. In Africa, you can choose their school for them. Here, you don't dare choose the school they are going to go. They will choose their school for themselves. And if they like the school they want to go, they will do their best there. So those things we do there, it can't happen here. So we really need to begin to listen to them. And
Um,
are we
I can
there?
hear you continue. I
Yes.
lost you. I lost you guys for a minute, and I came back.
All right. So no, we need to listen to them more and bring ourselves down to their to know more about them, and also be in our own little way friendly, you know. Mm.
Wow. Yeah, I think it's better. I also think we should talk to them a lot, try to be their friend, so they can
Yeah.
relate it to when something come up, they'll be free to talk to you, just like Maria Kaine said, her son came and tell her that he watched porno. In Africa, you can't try that with your parents. I cannot
No,
even
they,
when I had my first boyfriend, I couldn't tell my dad I had a boyfriend because they will beat the hell out of you. So that shouldn't be the way to raise your children. It worked for us back then, but I think now, because like we said, because of this social media and because they have a lot with them, it's not going well like that. So I think it's better we talk more with our children, and like you all said, be very close friends with them. I want to read a question from Zara, one of our viewers. She asks, how do you deal with a very stubborn child? When your child is very stubborn, how do you try to correct or interfere in the life of such children without hurting them? Because you're already hurt that your child is stubborn and doesn't listen to you. How do you handle that as a mother? Sister Maria, please.
Yes, those stubborn children. I believe everybody has their own character. So when a child is stubborn, you have to be able to reach out to that child. For instance, I'm not always a friend to my children. I'm sometimes a parent. So there are things I don't negotiate. Like when I say, clean your room, it's time to go to bed. I don't negotiate such things, but things that have to do with your life, what you want to do, such things we can really talk about. But when a child is stubborn, you try to find a compromise with that child. For instance, if you say, clean your room, and the child says, I want to do it later in the evening, then I would say, okay, but then really do it later in the evening, because if you don't keep to your time, then I'll have to force you to keep to my time. So you keep making compromises, and then there are certain things, it's just the nature of a person. You can't get 100%, but I try at least to get that child so far that it can fit into society without being a problem in that society. So some children, they'll do everything, but that's also not good. A little bit of stubbornness is also a good quality, can be a good quality. So just try to bring that child to that extent that it can conform in society without being in conflict, not expecting everything 100%.
Thank you so much for that input. Zara, I hope Sister Maria answered your question. So we will go to our next question. As an experienced mom, Sister Jennifer, tell us, what kind of activities can we practice with our kids to have that strong bonding, that connection? How do we connect with our children? What kind of activities should we do?
thank you, Franca. I can say that here in Europe, we learn everything, because I always start from my African background, how I grew up. And I know very well that back in our country, we are not used to parents playing with their children. You always have maybe other children to play with. So it's normal and we are happy. You are even lucky when you are permitted to go out to play with other children. So you count yourself blessed. So, but where we live in Europe is a culture that if you really want to have a bond with your children, you begin to learn to play with them, read bedtime story for them, then take them out, take them out, even not to any special place, but to go to the park and play. We have beautiful parks around where we live, every part of Europe. But these things are what we lack as African parents. Many of us like staying indoors, close the children at home. They just go to school, they come back, you give them food, they eat, they do their study, they sleep from Monday to Sunday. Doing this thing is not helping the relationship with parents. And see, is like suffocating the children. At a stage, they will blow up. So these are problem. I don't know how far in Germany, but here in Italy, a lot of parents don't know how to, even go out with their children. They don't know how to do that, you know, because maybe because of the hectic job the parents are doing, but I don't think so. We
Or maybe
love,
because we're not raised like that in Africa. Do you think so?
yes, yeah, it is one of it, but it's really giving us problem. Is giving us problem. And another thing is also learning to put the children to do the sports of their choice. In Africa, or in Nigeria, you do most of those things in school, yes, but here everything is money. We parents love holding our money to do, maybe to even give to people who are suffering in Africa is good and fine, or to do one project or the other, without even minding to send our children at least to exercise themselves, that when they come home they will be happy. They don't do it. They want the government to do everything for us. And at the end of it, our children are not doing any sports. They only go to school and come back. And all these things are not making the children happy. So we really need to create leisure time with our children, help them to do the sports they like, so that after the day, they will be happy and we also will be happy.
Yeah, I also agree with you. Sister Maria, do you have anything to add or subtract? Tell us how we can bond with our children.
Yes, added to that, of course, it all boils down to really talking to them, communicating with them, especially when they are down or they have problems. That is the moment a child needs the parent most. Because no matter how much fun you have with a child, how do you react when that child has a problem? When that child comes home with a bad note? Your child comes home with a bad note, it's already feeling bad that they got a bad note. Then what do you do as a parent? You scold the child. Children need us most. At that time, they fall down. To raise them up, dust them and say, okay, it's not so bad. It's a note, it's not the end of the world. We'll work harder and get a better note. So one of the things I really felt bad about growing up as a child was I would have also liked to see more connect to me when I make a mistake, not just praising a child when he's doing good, but when you're with somebody at his lowest or her lowest moment, that's when you really bond to that person. It's the same thing for us as adults. Do you really appreciate friends that are there in your good time? Or do you appreciate those ones that come to you in your rough time? So a very vital way of bonding with children is to be there for them when they make mistakes, when they do things wrong, when it's not going right, to just say, it doesn't matter, I'm there for you, we can do this together, it can be better. It's not the end of the world. That's also a very vital part of bonding with children.
I understand that. Wow, that is so, so, so impact, because I really love that part, because most parents, when their children do bad in school, they don't appreciate these children. You don't encourage them there's a better tomorrow. As an average African mom, we get angry also when they bring a bad note. So from what you have said, I also have learned how to control myself when my child don't do well in school or have a bad day. I also feel too, when I have a bad day is the best time to connect with me. I really get that from your point, and it's straight. I like that. Thank you so much for that. Sister Jennifer, how do you teach your kids to express their anger and frustration? Or do you ask them to suppress it? How do you, when your children are angry, how do they express it? Do you teach them to express it, or you teach them to suppress it?
Thank you for the question. Personally, I don't have problem with teaching them, to suppress it or to bring it out. I don't know, probably because maybe without knowing it, I do some things that I don't know I am doing. I'm someone who I tolerate a lot from anybody. So my children can be angry. They will tell you whatever they want to tell you. Say they don't hide their feelings. So you know how they are. So you don't need to tell them, don't do this, don't say this. No, 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 no. The funniest thing about it is that when we're talking about maybe a child being stubborn, I have a child that I said she might be stubborn, but her stubbornness is only at home. Her stubbornness is only at home. She pisses me off in her relationship, maybe with her senior ones, because being the African mother I am, we have to respect our senior. So whatever she does, as long as she did not respect her senior ones, because you have 8-10 years difference from them, so you have to respect them. So it pisses me off. You can get your highest mark in the school, but I am not able to. I still find it difficult because I want you to do that as a child. Respect your parents, respect your seniors, respect your senior ones. But we are working towards that. It's not easy. When I complain, people said, how dare you complain, Jennifer? These children you will never believe it. When you see you can't believe she's stubborn outside. But when she come here in my house, she wants to be the head of the house. So they are free. So they are more, they express too much. They express too much. So it's good for them to express themselves.
Yeah.
Because even in my job as a linguistic and cultural mediator, I find out some of our parents that they will say, no, 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 no. When you tell them, don't say this outside, you are suffocating them. You are giving them problem. Don't say this outside. I always tell mothers, do your job as a mother. Allow your children to say the good things you are doing. Don't do any hidden thing at home and tell them not to speak. So let them to be free. So it's really good to allow them to say their mind and express themselves. Even tell people what they eat, what they do not eat. That is how they live here in Europe, and you can't change it. Trying to change that mode is you making them to be inferior, than others. And this is not good when the children begin to have feel inferior, like from other children. Thank you.
It's always good for children to have that confidence in them. Well, Sister Maria, do you want to add? Do you have anything to say to that? How do you teach them to express anger? Yes, I can hear you.
Can you actually teach someone to express anger or to control it? I don't really know. I'm myself a kind of person, you can already read from my face when you're talking how I feel about what you're saying. So I encourage my kids, or rather I let them express their anger, emotions, or anything, because when you keep it inside, you bottle it up, then you start having mental issues later on, anxiety, depression, and all that. So people should be able to express their emotions and feelings. Like sometimes, a child cannot control themselves any longer, have a tantrum, but that's kind of a cry for help because the child is not able to control their emotions. So they have to learn, okay, it's okay to be angry now. Maybe what I would just say is when you get into that mood, I would say, you know what, go to your room, calm down. Then when you are ready to talk, you come back. And the child comes back. Well, I said, no, yeah, I don't think you are calm enough. Go back again and come back when you are calm. So when they are calm and they come back, you sit down and then let's talk quietly about it. Because just as Sister Jennifer said, it's okay to have tantrums and everything at home, but when you go out there, you should be able to control yourself. So they really need to learn, as she said, it's more about teaching them where you can do what. And yeah, that's what you have to teach them. It's okay to express your emotions or your anger and everything, but when you are outside and also when you are dealing with other people, like she said, the junior one with the older one, you have to learn to, control yourself. Express it, but learn how to control it, basically.
Thank you very much for that beautiful answer. And I would like to also ask, because as a mom, we also have bad moments. I also have bad moments sometimes. So, do you let your children see you cry? Or you hide yourself to cry? Do you let them see you cry so they know that you have a bad time and maybe the world is not a bed of roses kind of stuff? How do you express your actions, that action to your children? Do you let them see you or you just hide and cry? Sister Jennifer, please.
Yeah, thank you, Franca. Yes, I believe that I don't hide and cry. I let them know, you know, even though, as I said before, I I have a wide shoulder, you know, but when something is going wrong, maybe with me, maybe they see the way I talk about a particular issue, maybe they will ask me, but mommy, what's wrong? It's like someone has offended you, you know. I might say it's not really offended, but there's something, I will try to, say something that is hard in me. Yeah. The only time when I lost my kid brother years back, I cried. And my senior daughter, she said I tried to hide it from her because she was still small then. So because she knew my kid brother very well. So the day we were talking about it, she said, "But mommy, why didn't you tell me that uncle died and what killed him?" I said, I didn't want to, make you feel bad because I know you have a little relationship with him when we traveled to Nigeria last time. So she said, she really warned me. She said, don't do that again. When there is something that is not going well in the family, always talk it out. Don't cry alone because we are one family. So haven't heard that from her. I always like to share difficult moments with them. They don't come much, but at least the little that come up, I shared it
Wow.
with them. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for that answer. Sister Maria, I know you would like to contribute and tell us how you feel when you have bad moments with your children.
Yes, this is a difficult one. When something happens, like in her case, she lost her brother, it's normal and natural to cry and be upset. And I think it's okay for kids to see you that way. But there are times when a lot of mothers, you feel kind of depressed, down. It's more it could even be nothing that really happened, but you just feel down because of the load on you. You know, it's also not easy for us here in the diaspora, the whole society and everything. So you have moments where you feel really down. And then should you really let your kids see you overwhelmed with a situation? Because it's like your children are inheriting a trauma you have from an experience they didn't have, because they are not sharing the same experience as you here. But when they see you like that, overwhelmed with life and everything, they kind of inherit this kind of trauma and feeling, negative feelings. So we have to be also careful how much of it we show to our kids. So for mothers that really are having issues like this, where you say, you know, you actually need a therapy or medical help or counseling, it would be very important for such mothers to take that help, to look for that help, rather than traumatizing or transferring their trauma to their kids by constantly letting them see them overwhelmed. So if you have like depression or anxiety, go and seek professional help rather than, you know, letting the children see, because children have a way of changing role from being the child to being the parent when they think that their parents are not coping, and that's a burden on them. So we always have to weigh, is it a normal, you know, I'm sad now, I'm crying, or has it really passed that step where you actually need to seek help?
Wow. Thank you so much for that. I think our viewers are listening and they are also learning, like I am learning from you because you are more experienced than I am. So I think we are all learning, and we are almost out of time because I planned to have just a 1 hour talk with you beautiful moms, but we're running out of time, and I would like to ask now, as in Maria Kaine again, please. Kaine, please, what has been your challenges? You have 11 children. How have you been able to raise them? What has been your challenges raising 11 children? Because I know it's not easy. I personally, I love children. But when I count till 11, I don't know how I am going to manage it. So please encourage other moms out there. How do what? What magic did you do? Please share with us. We would like to know the challenges you've been through and how you have you have been able to handle 11 children and 2 grandchildren. Please, that aspect I cannot miss out because I really also want to learn. Maybe I will change my mind when I listen to you.
You know, Franca, my sixth son had ADHS, that's this hyperactivity issue while growing up. And I learned that one child can be a bigger handful than 10 children. Because in those days when he was young, you know, when my husband would say, can I help you? I would say, just take him and go out. You can leave all the rest with me. So it doesn't really depend on the number, but also the challenges the kids have. Good. My biggest challenge here in Germany, having many kids when they were younger, you know how people look at you and feel, oh, this family, 11 children, it will never end well. You know what the policeman was telling me? They thought this family will end up like a clan of bandits and everything. You know, the 7 boys and all. But the awesome thing about it was really my children, you know, because my children were doing well in school, you know, went on to go to university and doing well in school. And I also have them in all these activities, sports and everything. So everybody's kind of like going as far as they can. So that kind of got people, you know, like their mouth shut because, okay, good, she has 11 kids, but the kids are all going to the university, you know, getting their degrees, going on to do PhD or master's. You can't cope with your 2, you understand? So the same children that were my challenge, through their good behavior, not that they are angels, but through their achievements and all that, are still the same children that shut those mouths up, you understand? So it just kind of worked like that. That was really my challenge. You know, all these jokes, don't your parents have TV and all that? But thank God the kids are doing okay and everything. So people don't really talk much again.
I can imagine. I can only imagine that.
Yeah.
Jennifer, you have five. Five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please share your challenges because I think the viewers will also like to know. So we take 1 or 2 questions from them and then we make a close.
Yeah, no, I want to congratulate Mrs. Maria Kaine. I don't know how you do it, but before I answer your question, did you have quadruplets, triplets, or is it one?
I'm
One
one at
one.
a time.
You can imagine.
And you got that.
No twins.
Franca will kill a cow for her.
She deserves it. This
Oh
Mother's
my
Day,
goodness.
she should be celebrated. I think she should be more celebrated because it's not
Oh
easy. I
my
have only
goodness.
3, and I get mad sometimes. You can imagine with 3 children. So imagine
And
now with
here,
11.
and here in Europe, you
Yeah.
kill them. Though
Wow, wow.
Germany is good for something. If you come to Italy and train 11 children, let's see how.
It's also hard here.
No, my 5, you know, I tried to. It wasn't easy, but I thank God my husband was very good. You know, he helped out a lot. He helped when I had my first 2. I was not working yet. I was still a housewife. So I got my first daughter 97, the second one 99. Then I started working, I think 2001. So I stopped. And my husband helped so much because after giving birth to the first one, he was in the labor room. The second one, he was in the labor room. Even after the first one, he said, "You are the one who decide when to give birth. That is what I see. No, 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 no." So he gave the choice to me to decide when I'm ready. So after that too, I think it took me 8 years before I got the third one. So that at least they will grow up a bit. So after the third one, it took me another 7 years before I got the fourth one. Because it's only 2 of us. We don't have any family here, brother or sister, no uncle. It's only both of us. So working also. So that was how, at least when I had the third one and the fourth one, the first 2 have grown up a bit. So they are helping. Then my little boy that I adopted he'll be 2 this year. So though he's still back in Nigeria, but I'll bring him over next year.
Wow.
So, my sister is still having the headache over there. But by next
That's
year,
very interesting. That's very,
it's
very interesting.
not easy. No, I hail you, Mama. I hail you. I hail you.
Thumbs up to her.
Congratulations.
Yeah. We have a question from Janina Deos. Janina Deos is asking, are your children doing sports? Sister Maria.
Yes, not all my children like sports, but I have 2 children that are playing football. One is a boxer. Some are into music, one is into dancing. So it really depends on what the child wants to do. A boy and a girl are playing football. So I can't tell a child that doesn't want to play football, no, you have to play football. One is an artist, he draws. So it's all about what does the child want to do. But I encourage them to have an extra activity. Is it singing in the choir? Is it sport? You pick the one you want to do, and then I encourage you there.
It's also very good for them to have extra curricular activities. It's very, very important.
Yes, I even have one son that is in a football school.
Wow, that's a big one.
Like he lives there, you know, so he's 14
okay.
and
Wow.
just come from holiday. Yeah.
We have another question from Sarah. Sarah is asking, what advice can you give to a woman that has been married for years without a child? I would like, in this case, well, it's already 1 hour, but I would like both of you to contribute to this. So, Sister Jennifer, what advice can you give a woman that has been married for years with all the pressures and everything? What advice can you give her?
My only advice is, sometimes you don't have children because you are stressed up, because you keep on thinking about having children. Why am I not having children? Every month you're expecting this menstruation not to come, and it comes. Or sometimes it even come, and because of one thing or the other, maybe you might lose the pregnancy. I will really advise that person to go for adoption. Go and adopt a child. There are other mechanisms, artificial insemination and so on. But even as you try those ones, adopt a child.
Because they might not be successful.
Yes. If you adopt a child and you are showing love, all you need is just someone to show love and someone to call you mommy and daddy. When you are doing this, God will bless you in one way or the other. But even though he does not, you have gotten your child to love, to train, to do whatever a mother does to his children, to that child. So go and adopt a child as you wait unto the Lord to do the rest for you. Thank you.
At least you have someone to call you mother.
Exactly.
Yeah, Sister Maria, please, can you contribute shortly to this and then we conclude?
Absolutely. I think she said it all, because when we mothers love our children, it's just like a natural thing. But to take a child that you didn't bear in your womb and love that child, you can imagine the kind of blessing you get for that. Because this is even more than motherhood for me. For a woman to take a child and give that child the love of a mother, that for me commands more respect and deserves more blessing, because what we are doing is a natural thing. Every animal does that too. So I would advise such a woman, just as Sister Jennifer said, show a child love. Motherhood, a child remains in the womb for 9 months, but motherhood is taking a child's hand and leading that child along the way in life. That really is motherhood.
I agree with you. I really, really agree with you. And Sister Maria, because your mic is on, in conclusion, can you please tell us how you relax as a mom? We have said a lot about children, how to bring them up, how to cope with our children, how to bond with them. How do you, Maria Kaine, relax as a mom?
My greatest relaxation is just let me be. Leave me alone to read my book, watch my film. Just don't talk to me like for half an hour. That for me is the maximum form of relaxation.
Do you get that?
I don't even need to go out or anything. Just let me be. Of course, now with COVID, you can't go to all these church things, activities and all those activities. Just let me be. Give me half an hour, 1 hour. Don't talk to me. Don't say mama. That's relaxation.
Wow, I like a relaxation. You just want to be me. Let Maria be Maria.
Yes, just let me be.
That's very nice. Sister Jennifer, how do you unwind? How do you relax? Please share with us.
Yeah, it's like we have one spirit here.
It's working.
Yeah, no, because it's like I'm beginning to be more than busy, not having time for myself anymore. Since my girls are grown and this COVID thing permits them to be at home, schooling from home. So I don't care anymore about the little one. So they are doing the whole thing, take her to school. So I can walk. From this walk, join the other one, from this meeting to the other meeting. Whenever I'm at home, like yesterday, I said today this my house. I don't think I want to leave this house. When I come back from work. No, yesterday I didn't go to work. I was off yesterday. I was having an appointment with someone. My daughter told me she would need the car. I said, I want to go out. She said, try to come back before I'll use the car. I said, okay. But at the time I said, no, today I want to really relax myself. I want to enjoy myself, on my music, lie down on my bed. I don't clean house. I don't want to do anything. Even though the house is dirty, I don't want to do anything today. I just want to be me. And it's so sweet.
Yeah, sometimes it's very nice, as in it's very, very good when you just don't feel like doing anything, even though the house is dirty, but you just want to relax. You don't care about it. You don't care about the dirt.
Don't do anything.
Wow. Thank you so much for this session. To be honest, it's the first time I'm going live with girls on my YouTube channel, and I want to like sincerely thank you people, because you guys, I was a little bit nervous at first, but you made me relax. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for joining me in this show. I would love to bring you up some more times again in the future. I hope it works for us like that, because we have a lot to learn from each other. And since my channel is all about parenting, motherhood, and general lifestyle vlogs, I think we have a lot in common. So I would like, if you don't mind, to bring you on from time to time. Thank you so much, Sister Maria. Thank you so much, Sister Jennifer. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us on. You're welcome.
Thank you. So, to our viewers, thank you so much for staying tuned. It was really intriguing. I also learned a lot of things from this session. I hope you also learned something. If there's another way or another style you practice in your parenting, please let us know in the comment section what you do differently from what they have said. We are all here to learn from each other and impact on our children. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for all the questions. I also learned from them. We also learned from them. And if this is the first time you're joining us on this channel, you're joining me on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, so you know when next time I come up with them again live or I make another video. Thank you so much, my viewers. I really appreciate, and have a nice Mother's Day celebration to you all. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.